Before I continue anything, I should probably say that I do not re-listen to these. I do not make these every day. I don't remember what I talk about in these, so if I repeat anything, then I repeat it. It's as simple as that. Another one of my friends is coming up to spend New Year's with me. I've known them for, well, since middle school, and we had a falling out. They are very different from me. Well, my friend who visited me, we are extremely alike, have the same way of thinking, the same likes, dislikes. My other friend is very different. It's almost like they ground me in a way. And we recently got back into a more friendly stance after not talking to each other for nearly 5 years. And I'm looking forward to the visit. My fiancé doesn't necessarily like them, but then again, they are also very territorial of me, and anyone who shows any sign of liking me in a romantic or sexual sense, they get extremely angry, which I don't understand. Obviously, seeing as I have a fiance, I do have somewhat of a sexual preference, but I will say I do view myself on the asexual spectrum. I find the human body disgusting. I don't necessarily have a sexual drive. And I don't understand why human beings feel the need to put so much on sex and romance. Well, yes, I can be romantic if I really put my mind to it, but those are generally saved for holidays or birthdays that I really try. My apologies for any noises. I'm on medications at the moment that I need to take right now before I forget. I take 5 pills every single morning, as I've mentioned. And right now I am on 3 more for sickness I have. What you're hearing me drink is Perrier, or however you say it. It's carbonated water with lime in it. I have a hard time eating and drinking. My cat's standing in the doorway. Come here. I don't know where my other cat is at the moment. I've been watching, as idiotic and childish as this is going to sound, I've been watching Disney movies because, well, I'm almost in my 30s, and growing up on Disney, it's one thing that does help when my body seems to be failing me at the moment. I've also been reading a lot, and generally I enjoy writing, but with my head the way it has been. That's hard. Well, don't just sit there. Come here. My one cat's cleaning. But I'm looking forward to the new year with my friend coming up. It will be fun. We're going to be talking about some things that I'm not necessarily looking forward to. There are parts in this that I will not talk about my personal life. Certain things are not needed and are no one else's business other than mine and my fiance's. I didn't necessarily have a falling out, but I'm still having some problems with my fiance's best friends. After a misunderstanding on their part, it triggered my PTSD. And I'm not a person to forgive or forget, so when I am, and I've said before, I hate the word triggered, but when I get triggered again, I always, generally in the past, I've gotten very angry, I've lashed out, but I'm trying not to. So all I'm doing is avoiding, which I'm very good at, avoiding people. I've been told a lot of the time that I tend to blend in, which I don't view as a bad thing. That I can sink into the shadows, blend in with everyone around me, not draw attention. I've used it to my advantage in the past. I'm grabbing my cat. Oh, I didn't even see you there. Come here. Oh. Yes, that's good. Shh. Shh. But my fiance keeps on messaging me, asking if I've talked to them, if I'm being nice. And I've said every time, yes, I am talking. Yes, I am being nice. But it gets tiresome. Really? Is that so? I'm not crazy. I don't hear my cats talking to me. It just, replying to them makes me feel better. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? I took the Myers-Briggs test, and as much as... Oh, what are you doing? What? Okay, fine. Go on. Unless you want to come back. Come here. That's a good boy. One of my cats doesn't necessarily like being held, but he enjoys being near me. I only own black clothing, and with him being black, he kind of blends in whenever I don't pick up my clothes. But I took the test on the 16 Personalities website, and it came up with a result as INTJ, which is the same as my friend who was just here. So we talked about that, looked up websites, and read about the personality type, which was fun. As I said, I enjoyed my friend. Really. I don't have that many friends. Not... Okay, well, if you ask my fiancé, I have a lot of friends, but if you ask me, I have my friend who keeps me grounded, my friend who agrees with me, my friend who, after being a drug addict, we got clean and sober together, my friend who is always willing to listen if I get into a talkative mood, and who was always there when I needed help. My friend who I can always look for logical advice, who sees the world more in a happier light, so they make it easier for me to see both sides of the coin. They're very emotional, which in their case it's not a bad thing. It's more of their emotional is more of that of someone who knows what's right and wrong, though he tries to not be quick to judgment, which is something that I'm not very good at. Then his fiance, sorry, I'm trying not to use pronouns, their fiance, who, we don't talk very much, but they allow me to just sit and watch, and they don't make me talk, so I enjoy it. I have a workmate that comes over quite a bit, and I do enjoy their company. I suppose I would consider them a close friend. Obviously, my fiancé, who I would do anything for. Other than that, I don't really have... Oh no, I take that back. I do have another friend who used to date my friend who was the one I got clean with. And our relationship anymore is we just send each other pictures of cats. Which, in my opinion, is the perfect type of friendship. There's no talking. There's, well, generally, how have you been? And then pictures of either cats or cryptozoological animals. My other cat's asleep now. I can pretend to get along with anyone. And because of that, a lot of people mistake my emotions as friendship. But in all honesty, the only people I truly get along with are people like myself. people who have a very low range of emotion, people who are not, I would say stuck up, but a lot of people say I'm quite stuck up. I get along with people who would also be probably on the antisocial personality disorder spectrum. I have maybe... My friend who's coming for New Year's is most definitely an extrovert. My friend who could almost be compared to a paladin in a way, or a knight, is definitely an extrovert. Otherwise, all of my friends are introverted and generally very quiet. All we really talk about are metaphysics, comic books, and how stupid humanity is. I told my fiance I had this page, whatever you want to call it, a blog, what do they call it? A video blog. And they asked me if I would be angry if they listened. I said no. If I didn't expect them to listen or didn't want them to, I wouldn't have said anything, but I'm trying to be open. I'm trying to be honest, which is hard for me. I wouldn't say I'm a compulsive liar. I know when I lie. I know when I tell the truth. I don't feel a need to lie. I just find the truth to be harder. And if I lie, I won't have to worry about explaining myself further. But I try not to lie to my fiance. So, if you're listening to this, I hope you don't get angry at me. This is just so I can get all of my feelings out. It's not to hide behind. It's not to make up. It's just a place for me to get out my emotions, to physically talk them out, knowing that someone could listen, but not having the worry of telling anyone that can see my face, know my name, know, well, really anything about me. I've attempted to be very vague with my explanations, enough so that you won't be able to find me if you look for me. I just hope that all this helps me. Alright, that's good.